Welcome to the Shut Up and Work podcast. I am your host, the coach, and today we're going to discuss why achieving financial freedom may require walking that lonely road. All right, and I'm joined here today with beautiful Lady G. Lady G, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. And for all the people out there, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm also have a Facebook page. You'll see it post above my head and a LinkedIn that you can follow us on. And with that, and the last thing, don't forget about my book, Shut Up and Work, Surviving, Then Escaping the Workplace. It is still available on Amazon. All right, so now let's jump into the topic with why achieving financial freedom sometimes can be a little bit of a lonely road, depending on, how the people who are supposed to be close to you, that could be family, friends, your dog, cat, bird, whatever, how it might become lonely sometimes because they may not see things the way you see it. And to go in them just a little bit of context is just that sometimes people get used to doing the same old with the same old person. So for example, if you with your boys, y'all like to hang out at the bar on Friday and Saturday night. Well, if you decide, hey, I'm finna buckle down, I'm not finna hang out no more, I'm finna save my money, I'm going to look into investing or try to start a business or try to do a side gig, that may make you a little bit unpopular. So Lady G, go ahead and give us your thoughts on this.
Well, it's an interesting topic because I've been there. I think I'm there now, actually. But when it comes to your priorities and things, especially financially, financial literacy and all that stuff, I feel like, you would hope and expect your friends and family to kind of be on your side and kind of understand that, hey, I need to get my ish together. So I need to buckle down, and you got friends that's going to be like, hey, dang, you can't come hang out for a little while, let's go get turned up or whatever. So, in that situation, I'm a believer. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do for you. Family, friends, otherwise, enemies, whatever. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do for you at the end of the day because they're not the one paying your bills. Well, they're not financing your goals, your dreams, and things like that. So it's okay to be like, hey, I got stuff to do. I don't mind, especially when I was in school. I'm trying to pass. Ain't nobody trying to pay that money back. I need to graduate, okay? Because y'all ain't gonna pay my tuition. So it's at the end of the day, I'm doing what's best for me because I'm planning for my future. And I don't want to work till I'm 70 years old and things like that and be all crusty and dusty and you can't even do nothing. So at the point I'm at now, I'm taking steps for my future. So that means buckling down. I may not be able to go every weekend or accept all these invitations to the different events. I may want to go, but first of all, I'm 38, so I ain't got time. I need naps before I go out anywhere anyway. So I'm not going to be up in the streets or out and about because I have other goals in mind. So I'm going to focus on my goals. And then the events, the places, they're going to be there. They're not going anywhere. So my goal right now is to focus on my future and financially, spiritually, mentally, and all that stuff and focus on what I need to focus on. If the friends can't understand, then it is what it is. If the family can't understand, then it is what it is. So, hey. But I bet they understand they need to borrow some money. But that's another note. So.
Definitely well put, well said in that nature. And I like that point. That was, my second point into what you're hitting on is family and friends. Now, what I did for one time when I started to pursue my journey, the coach, the idiot here, I decided, I'm going to try to pull family and maybe a couple of friends along to see if it will work. Now, you know, the old saying is, you know, never uh, have your family or friends join you in business or whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, I remember it was like I put this packet together, right? Financial packet. And it was basically just basic tips on how to save money, you know, how much you can put back if you're not making that much money, things in that nature. And then how to slowly, I'm talking about at a small level, start investing. But it was something that I was doing. It was something that I was starting out with. So here I am, one week, I'm gonna put these nice little packets together in manila folders, right? I printed this information up and I put it together. And I said, well, I'm going home this weekend. So I'm just gonna pass it out to, you know, my loved ones, my family members, my ace boon coons, at least supposed to be. And make a long story short, I passed it out, you know, and everybody, you know how people have that look on their face like, oh, you bought me a present, but then they had that look like, I don't want this damn present. It was that type of look. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what the front door did you
Right.
just give us in that situation? So I passed it out, you know, and I told them, I said, hey, you know, I'm following this. I started following this a few months ago. It's been helping me, you know, we could do this together, you know, we'd be family, we'd be strong and all this stuff. And yeah, of course, I'm sure when I went to the restroom or, you know, got ready to go get in my car, you know, they probably laughed me out the damn house. I was probably the joke of the weekend. You know what I'm saying? So, point being to that whole situation, the saying was right. You know, you can't, you know, trust family or close friends. You shouldn't bring them into business or what you're trying to do because they didn't follow it.
Right.
And, you know, and of course, I look like the idiot, you know, at the time or whatever. But to what you're saying, and those points you were making, even with some of the friends on that nature, like you said, certain things that we had grown accustomed to doing, you know, whether it's going to a bar, you know, on a certain night of the week, whether, you know, it was hanging out, watching the football game. It was one of those things where I was like, hey, we got to shut that down. You know, I can't do this. You know, maybe I can do it when it's the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can come out when it's game 5, 6, or 7 of the NBA final.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it's the decisive game to the championship, things in that nature. Now, maybe I can come hang out, or maybe, you know, hey, it's some type of function where it's going to be, you know, just more than us, that's bigger than us. Maybe some get together, some, we were in basic training together, reunion or some shit, you know, something like that. Then, like you said, those are the things. In the same way with family, hey, maybe we can get together during one of our birthdays or get together, you know, one of the holidays, but not every holiday, you know, not Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, everybody's birthdays, things in that nature. You understand? So it was kind of like that situation where, yeah, I had to shut some things off and I had to put myself in the box of what I was trying to achieve in order to try to achieve it, or at least, you know, go put both feet into it to see if I could achieve it. And a lot of things sometimes, you know, that may rub some people the wrong way, because as you just mentioned, some people don't understand when you try to explain that to them. Or a good example is when somebody come and ask you for money and you kind of tell them like, well, hold on, man, hold on, woman. You know, I tried to sit down, I gave you a packet, I gave you this information, you know, on what can help you. Now, again, you understand little things like a disaster that you can't control, you know, somebody's house burned down, God forbid, or something like that, a flood comes, God forbid, or anything in that nature. But at the same time, it's one of those things, as we were just saying, it's that I did all these things. I gave you the tools. I'm using the same tools. You just as smart or even smarter than me. What time is it? How come you can't get this working? You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
now you looking at me all side faced it or get an attitude if I tell you no, I can't loan you that money. Or if I ask you a question about, well, hey, what happened to that packet I gave you or that information I passed along to you? So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree with those points. It's funny that me and one of my friends I've been knowing for 20 plus years, we talked about this yesterday when I was driving back home,
Mhm.
and we're talking about, you know, she's in a space where she's tired of pulling up people, like helping people and
Right.
holding the door open for people, but they ain't willing to walk through the door. And she's like, dang, like, what's going on? Like, why do I feel this way? And I said, I get it, because I've been there where I've been trying to help people or send them stuff or invite them to events, networking stuff, and they're you kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Or they change their mind at the last minute, which is fine, but not everybody is meant to go along the journey with you. You know, family,
Right.
friends, etc. They might not have the right mindset. You know, a lot of people are not meant to be like entrepreneurs. You know,
Mhm.
they love the 9 to 5, which is fine. But when you try to pull somebody into your world who's not ready to be in your world, or may not just have the mindset to be, then it's kind of like, okay, it's pulling you down, it's draining you more than it's supposed to, you
Right.
know, and you trying to show them the way, like, oh, I got this bomb thing I want to show you. Like you said, you created this whole papers and put it in a folder, this whole presentation, and they like, no, I'm good. Like, just give me the money, just cash at me, you know, I'm good on that. But at
Right.
the same time, it's like, if you want financial freedom, you're trying to get this. You keep saying, "Oh, I need this. I need this. I don't have enough for this and that," and I'm showing you the way, but you ain't willing to take heed. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's a waste of time. You know,
Yeah.
hey, I did my part, but you don't want to. You don't want to do yours. So it's kind of like, hey, at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, hey.
Thanks for watching. And also, if you are having trouble or are currently working in a toxic workplace, then look no further than my book. It's available on Amazon, called Shut Up and Work, Surviving Then Escaping the Workplace. Other than that, have a great day. Take care. Peace.